Today we will be going over the lesson plan for the sense of taste. For the learning objectives, students will learn about the taste buds: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami. Students will be able to describe where the taste buds are located, and they will be able to describe the role of saliva. The students will also be able to describe how the nose, mouth, tongue, and brain work together. Before class, have the diagram and worksheet of the tongue printed for the students, and send home permission slips a few days before this activity, naming each type of food to make sure students aren't allergic to these. For the materials, you will need water, crackers or bread, sugar water or some sweet drink, lemon juice or grapefruit juice, salt water, tonic water, plastic cups, a blindfold, and cardstock to make cards for the fact or fake game. The relevance questions are interactive questions, and the students should be given a chance to answer. Then you will go over the answers provided in the lesson plan with them. Make sure you ask all the questions provided and give the students about 3 minutes to answer each one. For the formative pre-assessment, ask questions to the students to get an idea of what they know on the subject before starting the activity. For this part of the critical thinking, you will draw 2 columns on the board. One will be fact and the other column will be fake. On a desk in front, have a pile of cards, and on each card there will be a real fact about the tongue or one that is made up. You will pick up each card and read what's on it. Ask the students to identify if what you read was a fact or if it was fake. Have a student come up to the board and place the card in the correct column. If the card is a fake card, explain why and mention what would be true for that card. For this section of the critical thinking, you will lead a class discussion about the taste buds. You will explain to the students that the tongue has 5 receptors for taste. You will begin a discussion about different foods that fit into each category. For example, in the sweet category, you have cake, candy. In the umami category, you have meat. Tell the students that they are going to learn where these receptors are located on the tongue. You will then hand out the tongue diagram and tongue worksheet to the students. Students should write the name of each part of the line as it is explained. From this activity, the students will learn about the 5 receptors for taste and where they are located on the tongue. For this section, go over the location of the taste buds and ask the students to name their favorite sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and savory foods. Make sure you go over the nutrition section and how the sense of taste can influence daily food choices. It is important for students to understand why they need to eat sweet and salty foods in moderation. For the spit activity, you will pass out a paper towel, a cracker, and a cup of water. Have the students use the paper towel to pat their tongue down to dry it out. Once the students' tongues are dry, have them eat the cracker. Now, have them take a drink of water to activate their saliva and eat the cracker again. Discuss the difference between having a dry tongue versus a wet tongue. Did the food taste different? Which tastes better? And which was harder to swallow? This will lead into the discussion about the importance of saliva. Explain the role of saliva and spit. Saliva wets the food inside our mouth and makes it easier for us to swallow. Without saliva, a grilled cheese sandwich would be dry and difficult to gulp down. It also helps the tongue by allowing you to taste. A dry tongue can't tell how things taste. It needs saliva to keep it wet. For the taste buds activity, have the students break up into pairs. Pass out blindfolds and plastic cups. Each student should have 4 cups or 8 cups per pair. Fill the cups with 4 different drinks. Sweet, which will be sugar water or a sweet drink. Sour, which will be lemon juice or grapefruit juice. Salty, which will be salt water. And bitter, which will be tonic water. One student will be blindfolded, so they do not know what drink they will be receiving, and they cannot use their eyes to determine the taste. After tasting all 4 drinks, the students will switch roles. For the independent practice, after all the students have tried all the drinks, discuss with them the different flavors and if they could tell what part of the tongue the flavors were on. Could they tell what the drink was going to taste like even without seeing it? And could they tell by the smell? For the closing reflection, the students will think about what they learned today and answer questions.